Now GK speech for viewers. Are you unable to reach your target? Or are you angry on yourself for not giving your best? Or you are unable to focus? Then I guess we need to talk about the topic discipline and 3 ways to build your discipline. Yes, let's see a very old famous story, the hare and the tortoise. Yes, our super confident and speedy hare has a race with a slow and steady tortoise. So our speedy hare runs off in a flash in the race, and our tortoise, unaffected by it, just runs at its own pace. Now, in the race, our speedy hare turns around and sees tortoise is not coming, and it slows down, it runs casually and finds a carrot. It eats the carrot, and as we all know, it gets a post-meal drowsiness, and it calculates that 5 minutes of sleep will not affect the result of the race, and it dozes off to sleep. Now, our tortoise, just running at its own pace, walks past hare and still runs at its own pace. Now, our hare realizes that it has overslept, and it runs fast and tries to catch the tortoise, but unfortunately the tortoise wins. We all know the moral of the story. Slow and steady wins the race. But let's look from the hare and find out what all we can learn. We all know that most of us are like the hare when we are preparing for an exam or project or any work deadline. In the matter of fact, any task we set for, we start strong, but as days pass, we forget the need to focus on the process and we are in our own world. And when we realize the deadline is coming near, we again sprint like the hare. Yes, so let's see from the hare's perspective, what are the 3 things we can learn to become more disciplined. First is to plan properly. Planning plays an important role in the process. Our hare was super confident and just took off in a flash, but it slowed down or had a need to eat and rest and then only sprinted again. Even though if you are a Usain Bolt, you cannot win a 10-kilometer marathon by running at its speed all over the 10 kilometers. No, planning makes the process more better. The hare could have planned at a proper speed so that it could have saved energy for the entire stretch. So do remember to plan well. Second one would be a no cheat 21-day practice rule. As clearly we can see, our hare hasn't practiced well. It was super confident that it can beat the tortoise and just ran the race. But our hare could have practiced a mock race multiple times and found out the exact speed it can run, so that it could have gained energy for the whole race and could have run at the same pace and reached the finish line. So in our case, our tasks are generally longer, like longer days, weeks or months. So we should incorporate a no cheat 21-day practice rule. In that way, our process will become a habit, and if it becomes a habit, we'll keep on doing that until the deadline is reached. It also helps in sustainability without losing focus. Now, Let's move on to the third way, is setting reminders. Our hair had a wonderful skill to know that if it sleeps for 5 minutes, the result will still be the same. The hair would win the race, and it had slept. But our hair didn't have modern technology of setting reminders or alarm after 5 minutes. And it clearly overslept and lost the race. But in our case, we do have modern technology. We can set reminders for everything. So we should actually set reminders for our 21-day practice rule to check whether we are doing it daily and correctly. Once you do that, your 21-day rule will become a habit and it will be included in your daily process. And not even daily reminders. You can also set checkpoints like a weekly checkpoint, a monthly checkpoint, according to the deadline and according to whatever task you're doing. In that way, you would measure your progress. You will not realize when it is deadline and you have not did anything. You can ideally check this beforehand, like a monthly checkpoint would measure the progress of your task, and if you are lagging, you can pick up the speed, or if you are in progress, you can be disciplined. So we have now learned 3 ways to be disciplined. Let's become disciplined and succeed in whatever goals we set for. If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.